What is going on to you, Libras? So we have a very interesting reading for you here today. Look, you have the Three of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ten of Pentacles. So the Three of Cups ultimately is about you, you Librans. Anyway, you Libras are in a situation where, so a lot of you are very much so, you're not necessarily keeping score when it comes to getting to know somebody, but you know you want somebody to reciprocate. It is very frustrating to have to interact with someone and they're not reciprocating, right? It's one-sided. They only want you to do everything. And it sucks. And I understand how frustrating it is, because it is most definitely a very frustrating situation, right? You feel very much so left out in the cold, and I understand that. But you Libras very much so are in a situation where if a person doesn't have enough common sense, right? That's what the Wheel of Fortune represents. Then you will leave them alone, because the Ten of Pentacles represents a lot of you Libras, you have something to offer. First and foremost, you have love to offer, right? You actually care about the person and care about whether they ate that day, their overall well-being in a sincere way. So start off the cuff from that, start off the rip with that. And a lot of people today, unfortunately, are not really looking for that. But that's part of what makes it so that a lot of you Libras have something to offer. Because most people today are gold digging. I'm going to just be straight up with you. Most people today are gold digging. And you Libras don't just have tender love and care to offer, right? You actually have tangibles to offer as well. And the Hierophant represents, but at the same time, right, you need that spiritual connection. Hierophant. You need that this is the Hierophant. This is an indication that you Libras need that spiritual connection. You need it. If your heart isn't in it, if a lot of you Libras don't have a spiritual connection with somebody, it's not going to work out. And then you have the Six of Cups. This is why I keep telling y'all that this was going to get interesting. Because now you have people who now want to come back because they understand that you had something to offer. But truth be told, right, they either doubted it or they knew that you had something to offer from the very beginning, but they were downplaying it. And that's the scenario. But we need to see what's going on, right? So you definitely have someone that you used to kick it with romantically coming back, or people that you knew coming back, or you had some kind of interest in coming back, right? The Six of Cups could represent friends, family, romantic interests coming back, okay? But it's definitely someone, it could be all three of those things, but it's definitely someone that you stopped talking to. Basically, you essentially, the two of you haven't talked for whatever reason, whether it's friends or family, because y'all are just doing your own thing, and it's not like there's any kind of foul there. It's just that y'all are doing your own thing. Could be romantic interest as well, where you and this person actively separated. Y'all have separated, right? It wasn't, y'all lost touch. It was a thing where, yeah, y'all two had to separate for whatever reason. And then you have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. These two cards right here are all about how you're not going to go back to them. You're not going to go back. So, okay, so this is either a romantic interest, friend or family member, but either way it goes, you can't trust them. More than likely, it's a romantic interest more than over family members or friends, right? Platonic friends, friends that you're not romantically interested in at all. The King of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Like I said before, more than likely this is a romantic interest or a past romantic interest. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the overall you Libras not messing with them at all. You know, they're here, they are, Six of Cups, they're coming back. And here you Libras go, right? The King of Pentacles, which is you trying to move forward, and the Seven of Wands trying to stop you from moving forward by trying to appeal to what it is that you want. And it's not necessarily they may be appealing to you just for the specifically to you, but they could be letting you know that they have changed and they've turned over a new leaf. They have changed, they have gotten better. And the Eight of Swords now represents how a lot of you Libras don't necessarily believe them, and you shouldn't. This is something where a lot of you very much so want to see if the person has actually changed or if they are ultimately lying. But okay, so what I'm seeing here honestly is that the door is not necessarily 100% closed between yourself and this person, right? I definitely see that this person is trying to make it seem like they have changed, and you Libras are willing to give them another chance. But there needs, for you Libras in particular, a lot of you are looking at it like there needs to be a specific way to tell when a person is, if this person in particular is really telling the truth and they really are trying to make a long-term change, or if they're just blowing hot air, right? If they're just blowing smoke, they're just talking trash to you, right? Lying to you. The Star card in the Three of Pentacles represents, well, this represents your hope. So this could represent how, you know, you like I said, some of you Libras may decide to give these people another chance, you know. You may have it in your mind that, you know, you hope that this person actually changed. You're not necessarily going to get back together with them as of yet, right? At this exact moment, bam. But you're going to talk to them a little bit more and find out if they are actually really making an effort to change, or if, like I said, or if they're just lying. And the Three of Pentacles represents you'll be waiting to see if they're willing to actually reciprocate more as well. Are they even willing to reciprocate at all? That's going to be the golden question. That's going to be the $64 million question, is if those people are actually even willing to contribute. Because part of the reason why it is that you stopped talking to them in the first place was because of the Three of Cups. This person may have had another person that they didn't necessarily tell you about, that you may have found out about. Maybe they did tell you, okay? And they wouldn't essentially make a decision, you or them or whatever. They, you know, they was trying to play it off like they are one partner at a time person, but ultimately they're just playing the field for a short period of time. Either way, you had a falling out because of it with them. So a lot of you Libras are now like, okay, are they still with the person? Do they still have other people? Are they choosing up on you specifically, right? Individually? Or are they going to come clean about them having somebody else as well? And to be honest with you, they should really just be fair and open and honest with you. You know, I find that honestly that pretty much if people really want to make a relationship work, a person will be able to work with somebody else who is open and honest and is letting the other person know, hey, listen, I have other people, you know, on tap. Straight up. You know, maybe it can grow to exclusive where it's just me and you, but just for right now, I'm letting you know that I do have other people on tap. So I'm letting you know this information before you essentially decide to get involved. So if you do decide to get involved, this is what it is. This is why there's a lot of gangsters and a lot of corrupt individuals or whatnot. They get a lot of attention, right? They get a lot of attention and they get a lot of play. Is because everybody already knows that they're not necessarily seeing one person at a time. But then they complain. But then people who go with them, they complain afterwards because it's like, but it's open and honest that this person is a lowlife. You know that, right? But you think that decent individuals are not being real about who they are. So part of it is you won't go with them because you think that somebody doesn't want to admit to themselves, or they're lying to themselves, that they want to play the field. And it's like, when the person is telling you the truth, right? It's stupid, because it's like, when the person is telling you the truth, that they can be three things. They could you know what I mean? They could play the field, they could play the field, be exclusive, or they can essentially play the field but choose up on the people that they're choosing up on and be in a relationship with all of those people and treat everybody with equal amounts of respect and attention. You know, and a lot of people don't want to be honest about that. So let's clarify the star card. The Five of Cups, the Strength, the star card. Again, see, this is why I decided to switch to 5 instead of 4. The Emperor, and then the Knight of Wands. Yet again, Libra, this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? The Five of Cups and the Strength card, they feel bad about not being open and honest with you, or not reciprocating the same transparency that a lot of you Libras were probably showing them, right? We're going to skip over the star card because you can't clarify a card with the same card. The Emperor and the Knight of Wands is about how, the Emperor is you. You're just waiting. You want to see something. And the Knight of Wands represents this person is willing to play ball and show you that they have changed. But I will say this, Libra, to help you out, to make sure that you don't, to lessen the statistics of you going through this nonsense with this individual again. Just because somebody shows you that they are changing immediately does not necessarily mean that they're changing long term. What I would honestly suggest for you is still continue to get to know other people, right? Still date other people, but at the same time, talk to this person. If you're going to give them a second chance, chances are, based upon this reading, I do see a lot of you will decide to give somebody a second chance. And that's okay, right? That's okay. I'm not knocking y'all. That's okay. But don't immediately start hanging out with them again. If you are going to hang out with them, it is not up underneath the impression or the understanding that the two of you are getting back together or supposed to be getting back together. It has to be from a perspective of just friends for now, until you see some sort of change from them. And chill out from actually doing anything romantically charged with them for the next 2 to 3 months. Because in that case, that's when it is that I would suggest, or longer, that's when it is that I would suggest. Because they have shown you some red flags that you Libras should be watching out for before, right? And if you're going to give them a second chance, that's like kind of being, and I hope YouTube don't hit me for this, but that's kind of being in a very incendiary environment. So So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yes. Please, if you like to get a private reading from me, there's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree. Click on it, right? It'll redirect you to a website which you have all the ways to support me, Appreciate it if you would, so I can most definitely keep the show going. On the website, I have private tarot readings, birth chart readings. I teach people how to do the tarot. And I also have the payment options and the ways in which you can pay me as well. So yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.